guys, what's up? It's Alexei Borov. This is going to be a deck profile for my anti-meta deck, and I want to start off by saying that there are so many unnumbered possibilities for making an anti-meta deck that I can't even count them. So this is more of like a stepping stone to making your own, I guess, but you'll get the idea. So there's three Meta Ion the Time Lords, Blackluster Soldier, two Chaos Sorcerer, three Doom Caliber Knight, a Thunder King Ryo, a Fossil Dyna Dude, a Honest, a Marshmallow, a Ririgeki, a Dark Hole, three Pot of Dualities, three My Body as a Shield, three Summon Breakers, a Bottomless Trap Hole, Torrential Tribute, Compulsory Evacuation Device, Vanity's Emptiness, Mirror Wall, or three Mirror Walls, Black Horn of Heaven, and Solemn Warning. Okay, I'll explain what they do and why I use them now. Meta Ion the Time Lord is the greatest card in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! End of story. If you control no monsters, you can just normal summon him right away with no cost whatsoever. He cannot be destroyed by card effects, and he cannot be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage from any battles involving Meta Ion, and if Meta Ion was involved in an attack at the end of the battle phase, every monster on the field except Meta Ion gets compulsed to the hand or extra deck, and your opponent takes 300 damage for each card returned. During the standby phase, he's shuffled back to your deck, even if he's face down. So he's friggin' invincible. He's a super compulse. He's the greatest card in the game. And if you play two or three Meta Ions, you actually cannot deck yourself out unless your opponent manages to banish one of them, because at the next standby phase goes back to your deck. Fun fact. Okay. Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning, everyone knows what he does. Summon it by banishing a light and a dark from your graveyard, which would be, got lots of darks here, got some lights, it's somewhat easy. The same goes for Chaos Sorcerer. You can, well, not really. I'll explain the difference. Blackluster Soldier, you can activate his effect to target one monster on the field, banish it. Or, you can, during the damage step, if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can attack again. Chaos Sorcerer is, once per turn, you can banish a face-up monster. Face up, you can only banish face-up. And if you do, Chaos Sorcerer cannot attack that turn. So there's a bit of a difference, but they have the same principle behind them. Next is Doom Caliber Knight, and this is an older card. A lot of people don't agree with me using it, but I think it's an amazing card. Quick Dark in the Grave, 1900 attack, hilarious effect. So its effect is, he cannot be special summoned during either player's turn when a monster effect is activated. Now this can be in the graveyard, from the banish zone, on the field, in the hand, anywhere. If a monster effect is activated, tribute this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy the monster. Now, some important notes to keep in mind with Doom Caliber Knight is he will also tribute this card, negate the effect. That is not optional. That when you summon this monster, the next monster effect that happens, boom, it's gonna get negated, including your monster effects. So you gotta be careful with Doom Caliber Knight. Also, Doom Caliber Knight can negate itself if you have two of him on the field, so again, just watch out. You gotta learn the ins and outs of how it's done. Next is Thunder King Ryo. I don't know why this card's at 1. It should totally be at 3. What Thunder King Ryo does is, neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them. During either player's turn, when an opponent would special summon exactly one monster, send this face-up card to the graveyard, negate this special summon, and destroy it. So, they can't add cards to their hand, so GG Spellbooks, and you can negate a special summon once. Next is the Fossil Dyna Dude. He's pretty cool. He's a Vanity's Emptiness on wheels, so to speak. His effect is, neither player can special summon monsters. And that's cool in and of itself, but there's more. When this card is flipped face up, destroy all special summon monsters in the field. So let's say you set this one monster, turn 1, end your turn. Your opponent swarms 5 monsters, goes to hit you, flips this, boom, all his monsters are dead. It's real nice. Next up is Too Honest. And the reason I play Too Honest is because I have BLS as a light. Who else is a light here? Marshmallow's a light, Thunder King's a light, and Honest itself is a light, and there's 2 of them. So, what Honest does is, not to overcomplicate it, but if you have a light monster, and that light monster is doing battle with another monster, activate Honest from your hand, you're going to win the battle, essentially. And it's hilarious. I'll summon a Marshmallow, hit him for 300, he'll go to attack me, I'll drop an Honest, my Marshmallow just kills this monster. Same for Thunder King Ryo, not as much with Blackluster Soldier, because he has 3,000 attack. Not a lot of monsters, just get over it, but hey, same principle. You can also, if you have two Honests in your hand, you can also summon an Honest, hit him, and just wait for him to hit your Honest, and then drop another Honest. It's a great card. Even though I only have like 4 or 5 light monsters, it's a great card. Next is Regeki. Obviously, destroys all monsters your opponent controls. Dark Hole, destroys all monsters in the field. Preferably, you'd want to use this when you don't have any monsters on your side of the field, so you don't go minus, but whatever has to be done, has to be done. Pot of Duality, obviously, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add one of them to your hand. Real nice, because one of the drawbacks of Pot of Duality is you can't special summon this turn, and the only cards in this deck that special summon are BLS and Chaos Sorcerer. So, gives you whatever you need, real nice. My Body is a Shield, really nice card. Activate this card by paying 1,500 life points when an opponent's... Activate this card by paying 1,500 life points when your opponent activates a spell, trap, or affect monster's effect that would destroy a monster on the field. So, essentially, if your opponent activates a card effect that would destroy a monster on the field, pay 1,500 life points, negate it. It's simple. Summon Breaker. No one knows this card exists, and I don't know why, because it's an amazing friggin' card. During main phase 1, if the turn player successfully conducts their third summon of a monster this turn, it becomes the end phase. And what that means is, whoever's main phase 1 it is, if they summon 3 times, their turn's over, which is real nice, because almost every play requires 3 summons these days. Bottomless Trap Hole, obviously, if a monster is summoned 1,500 or more attack, banish it. Torrential Tribute, obviously, when a monster is summoned, nuke all monsters in the field. Compulse, target one monster on the field, return that target to the hand. Vanity's Emptiness, neither player can special summon monsters. When a card is sent from the deck or field to the graveyard, destroy this card. So make sure you don't chain this at an inopportune time, because whenever this is active on the field, and a card is sent from your field or deck to the graveyard, Vanity's Emptiness is going to die. Mirror Wall, now. This is an old-ass card, and the reason I play it is because a lot of the important monsters that I don't want to maybe die right away have low attack, like 1,100, 1,200, 19, like they're not the highest attacking monsters. And what Mirror Wall does is each time, I'll read the actual card and then I'll give you a synopsis of it. Each of your opponent's monsters that conducted an attack while this card is face up on the field has its attack halved as long as this card remains face up on the field, and you don't need to worry about paying 2,000 life points because you only use it for 1 turn. But essentially, if your opponent's monster attacks, chain Mirror Wall, and their attack is halved. It's an amazing card. It truly is. And you can also pay 2,000 life points to keep it on the field, but I don't like doing that much. You could, but I don't like to. Next up is Black Horn of Heaven. It's a counter trap card, and it's essentially a Solemn Warning. And next I have actual Solemn Warning. So like I said, this is more of a stepping stone to making your own anti-meta deck, because there are just countless possibilities to anti-meta decks. You really gotta analyze the top played decks like Shaddolls, Nekloths, and just think, what do I need to do to fuck them? Alright.